Has Elon Musk lost his goddamn mind? Today we take a closer look.
You're quite
and stick his submarine where it hurts.
Sorry, pedo guy, you really did ask for it.
4, 3, 2.
Boring bonehead questions are not cool. Next.
You're calling someone a pedophile, a child molester. It sounds like sex trafficking.
SEC investigators may be probing some of Elon Musk's tweets.
It's certainly been an active past year for Elon Musk, who has repeatedly made headlines on a variety of topics. The past year for Elon has included an announcement that he had the money to take Tesla private, done through a tweet, a continuous attack against the media and how they portray him, and also revelations that he had donated money to a Republican political committee. Additionally, Elon also sold thousands of not a flamethrower, an item that some people have still not received after a very long time waiting. Regardless, despite all of these public spats, it's hard to argue that Elon isn't making the world a better place. Okay, so maybe not that one specifically, but the bottom line is he is making the world a better place. Okay, well maybe that PR stunt wasn't the best example, but this guy has changed the game. Thanks to Tesla, it has never been easier to show other people you're better than them. Putting all of the jokes to the side for a moment, there's no doubt that Elon Musk is a genius. He has absolutely changed the game in the automotive industry, and his work with SpaceX and on the potential Hyperloop down the road, he's constantly doing things that change the way that we look at technology and where it might take us one day down the road. Elon Musk also does donate money to charity, maybe not as much as the guys like Bill Gates, but the guy obviously cares and wants to help humanity. However, he has been making some questionable decisions lately, and the one I want to talk most specifically about is this cave diver saga that happened in Thailand. If you're not familiar with this story, a couple of months ago, a kids' soccer team in Thailand got trapped in a cave where rising water levels prevented them from being able to get out. The result of this was a massive effort to try and save these kids as well as their coach, because these guys were trapped in the cave and they had no way out. After just about 2 weeks, they were found inside the cave, and then within the next week, they were rescued. But during the madness, Elon Musk took to social media to let people know that he was trying to help. On July 7th, Elon had a series of tweets basically trying to give his ideas as to how they could help save the kids. Then on July 8th, he tweeted a video of a essentially rescue pod type of thing where a child could be inside of this little submarine and it could then be guided to safety, and the kid could breathe inside of the submarine. A cool idea, but really at this point not necessary. They had already decided they were going to go in with divers. I guess he just wanted to showcase this example of what this could be used for. Later that day, Elon tweeted, with some mods, this could also work as an escape pod in space. And this is at least where, for me personally, it starts to feel a bit weird, because this story is really about trying to save these kids that are trapped in a cave. If we can use technology to also help with that and make their rescue possible that it couldn't have been otherwise, I'm all for that. I think everyone is. But then once you start to show videos of your pod, and then you start talking about how it could be used potentially with maybe one of your other companies, it starts to feel a little less about the kids and a little more about Elon, and that's not what this should be about. It should be noted that Elon is a very rich and intelligent person, so he should have the opportunity to help in ways that almost no one in the world can. But again, it should be about the kids and not about Elon Musk. The next day on July 9th, Elon Musk tweeted pictures of him being there at the caves with the mini submarine. Ultimately, it was decided that the submarine couldn't be used, but the kids did end up being saved. In fact, there were no casualties of the people that were being rescued. However, one diver did die trying to get air supplies to the children. Following the successful rescue mission, there were many interviews about what happened in the caves, but one that was particularly interesting was from Vernon Unsworth. Vernon is a British man, and he was the first one on the scene that actually had some caving experience. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Vernon had to say about Elon Musk's submarine.
What your thoughts on Elon Musk's idea was?
And stick his submarine where it hurts. Just had absolutely no chance of working. He had no conception of what the cave passage was like. The submarine, I believe, was about 5'6" long, rigid, so it wouldn't have gone round corners or round you know, around any obstacles. It wouldn't have made the first 50 metres into the cave from the dive start point. Just a PR stunt.
But he went into the cave on Tuesday.
And was asked to leave very quickly. And so he should have been.
Awkward. I have no idea if this submarine would have worked or not to rescue the kids, but I'm going to be hard pressed to say that I doubt if it was a legitimate option to save these kids' lives that the rescue team wouldn't have used it. I mean, there's really only one goal here, and that's to save these children. And so if this guy's saying that they couldn't use it, I'm going to have to believe him. Elon Musk did debate in a couple of tweets that the submarine could reach the kids to save them, but that's not really the most important point here. The most important aspect of this is saying that Elon Musk is essentially using these children for a PR stunt, which seems to me be a bit far-fetched. At this point, Elon Musk took a play out of the 2018 billionaire playbook. Call him names on Twitter. Tweeting out, "You know what? Don't bother showing the video. We will make one of the mini sub pod going all the way to Cave 5, no problemo. Sorry, pedo guy. You really did ask for it." I know what you're thinking. It's a very serious allegation to call someone a pedophile, so you should definitely have some information to back it up. And Elon did, saying, "Bet ya a signed dollar it's true." What the fuck? How did no one at Elon Musk HQ say, "Hey, you know, you might not want to do this. You might not want to call someone a pedophile. That could potentially ruin this guy's life." Now, I don't know if it's true or not, obviously, but to call this guy a pedophile with no actual information public and available, I mean, that's like a serious attack against this guy. Firing off at the hip without thinking it through, you know, it makes me think. There are so many successful people in the world, and maybe they're all human, just like you and me. Maybe people are people. And they say things and they do things they shouldn't because that's part of the human experience. Hope you're taking notes, Zuckerberg. Having seen these comments from Elon, Vernon decided to once again go to the media. Now, in a situation this severe, this dire, you need to make sure that you dress appropriately so that everybody takes you seriously.
I'm not going to make any further comment about him, but I think people realise what sort of guy he is.
It's a real power move, Vernon. Take the upper hand by not saying anything. I like it. Show you don't care. That's why you're in front of the camera to begin with. No comments from me today.
Would you consider taking legal action against him?
Yes. It's not finished.
It's kind of a comment. I guess technically that's a comment. That was a comment. Following this whole ordeal, Elon decided it was time to come clean. He shouldn't have said that. And it's good to see that Elon realizes that it was the wrong thing to say. This is why he tweeted out saying, "Nonetheless, his actions against me do not justify my actions against him, and for that I apologize to Mr. Unsworth and the companies I represent as leader. The fault is mine and mine alone." Now, even after the apology, there were a couple times where Elon said, "Isn't it weird that the guy hasn't sued me?" And, you know, there have been some general mumbling sort of as to what this guy's all about, but he hasn't been so direct in attacking him. However, this all changed with an email that was released today that was sent last week by Elon Musk to a journalist. The email does begin off the record. Now, this is a kind of fucked up thing with journalism in general. Things are not off the record unless both parties agree. So if you're ever in a situation where the media wants to talk to you, you have to get proof that they agree that it's off the record for it to stand. If he had done that, then this would have never happened to him. So some pretty basic mistakes being made on Elon's side when it comes to dealing with the press. Look, I'm not saying that it's fair, and obviously if you're friends with someone you say off the record, you'd hope that they do that. But like, this is a really important issue, and he should probably have taken the time to confirm it. I suggest that you call people you know in Thailand, find out what's actually going on, and stop defending child rapists, you fucking asshole. Strong open. He's an old single white guy from England who's been traveling to or living in Thailand for 30 to 40 years, mostly Pattaya Beach, until moving to Chiang Rai, I apologize for my pronunciation, for a child bride who was about 12 years old at the time. There's only one reason people go to Pattaya Beach. It isn't where you go for caves, but it is where you'd go for something else. Chiang Rai is renowned for child sex trafficking. I really hope, for Elon Musk's sake, but also just for us as a society, that the reason that he's calling him a pedophile isn't because that region has a lot of pedophilia in it. Look, there are going to be bad areas of the world, but most people in any location are good people. I'm not defending this guy. I don't know this guy at all. But Thailand has a lot of things going on that aren't just underage prostitution. And to try and pretend that just because this guy's in the area, that's what he's doing there, that's kind of an absurd claim. In the emails, Elon Musk went on to talk about a few other things, like other people on the rescue teams wouldn't talk with the guy, or that he actually got a personally signed document from the Thai Prime Minister showing thanks for his help there, that he went all the way to Area 3 with the Thai SEAL team, and that it was bullshit the mini-sub wouldn't fit through the caves. What seems especially ridiculous to me is that Elon has gone on a crusade this year against essentially the fake news media, and he's even talked about starting his own news site where people can vote on what they think is true. And so for someone that so passionately hates media reporting things wrong, attacking somebody without any proof of it, especially public proof, that can have a serious impact on a person's life. And particularly in this exact instance, if it's two well-known people attacking each other, then it's a little more fair game, I think, because the other guy really has a chance to defend himself using his platforms, or he has his own fan base or whatever. But you're attacking some old dude that lives in Thailand. And I'm going to say this once more because it really needs to sink in. You are a billionaire tech mogul in your 40s. I mean, come the fuck on. Why on earth are you spending your time having email correspondence with journalists? I mean, I don't even have 1% of the fame or fortune of Elon Musk, and I would never waste my time emailing journalists. Unless, of course, you are a journalist. In which case, keep up the good work. It's people like you that make everyone happy to be alive. And if you want to reach me, you can do so at the email below. Anyway, today is a pretty exciting day. Yesterday, Elon Musk announced that he would go on the Joe Rogan podcast today. And earlier this summer, Elon said he would go on it, but only once Tesla started to hit certain metrics. And I have to wonder, why? It's just kind of a weird thing to say, oh yeah, I'll go on your podcast, but only once I'm hitting certain numbers with my company selling things. I just don't really see why it's relevant. If you want to go on the man's podcast, do it. I mean, Joe Rogan's an awesome guy, has a great podcast, if not like the best podcast out there. I just don't see why you have to tie that to Tesla's numbers somehow. In the spirit of full disclosure, I do own some Tesla stock, but frankly, I don't hope that they talk much about what's happening behind the scenes with the production facilities. I want to know what's going on with Elon. Why is he picking fights with such random people? Why is he on this crusade against the media? Why is he spending so much of his time and energy doing all of these things? I'm also kind of interested in why he said things like taking Tesla private at $420 a share and I've secured the funding. Or rather, not that he was going to, but he had secured the funding and could do it. That was an absolute bombshell when he said it on Twitter. I don't think anyone has ever made an announcement that they might take their very large, let's just say $50 billion business private via a tweet. That's got to be a first. I think another cool subject that they could talk about is, when am I getting my fucking flamethrower? Or not a flamethrower. Or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm definitely going to stay tuned for what happens in the Joe Rogan podcast, but I want to end this video talking about something that I think is pretty serious. And I think we need, as a society, to not really just roll with random attacks and make assumptions about people just because someone said something. And I know that Elon Musk is an extremely successful guy, so when he calls someone a name, you're inclined to want to believe it because you want to think that Elon Musk is an intelligent person who wouldn't say this stuff lightly. But the problem is, when we hear people say things without any credible evidence, then it really opens the door for what we might believe. We see so many stories nowadays. They're just allegations, and it's like you run with a headline that someone alleges something, and now you can say whatever you want. Well, it's kind of fucked up, in my opinion, because you might ruin some guy's life with no proof because you think something. And what about the burden of proof? I know it's for the court system that you're innocent until proven guilty, but how about a little bit more of that in society? I'm not trying to defend bad people. There are many terrible people that should go away for the rest of their lives. I believe that. But we should also have a little bit, take things with a little grain of salt and not judge so quickly when we see someone accused of something that we don't know for sure. If you're going to attack someone, you better have some proof. Like, for example, Elon Musk needs to pick up a hobby. That's going to do it here for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you again soon.